Hi everyone, this is Ida of Created to Create. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not 18 years or older, this video content is not intended for you. I have, as some of you know that have been watching my channel, that I've been working with Parchment crafts. And I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I have done. But I also want to share some of the tools that I have received on this journey to learning how to do parchment crafts. Although it is a paper craft, it's a totally new, different set of tools that you use for that and supplies. But I want to share with you what I have created so far. I have a couple things here that I've been working on and just kind of learning really is what it is. I've been trying to learn how to use different things. And come on. So I've been trying to learn to use different tools and all that good stuff and getting tools, supplies in. One of the things that I created, and I did share this with y'all. I'm not going to take it out of the package. All of the white work that you see there, it's not stamped, it's not ink. It is actually parchment work, which is like an embossing with the ball tools and different tools that you use for parchment work. And the way you mount this onto a card base or anything like that, normally they put like brads in the corner or maybe a piece of tape or glue under a solid area where it doesn't show through, because parchment is very similar to vellum. In my case, I added these corners on my card and I was able to insert that front panel with the artwork, but I did add a little bit of glue because I added a circle of light blue paper to make the church and the tree stand out. And I did add glittered diamond glitter, which is glass glitter, around the perimeter and on the branches. And then I added that the basic glue, the iridescent. It's very similar to Stickles, and it's probably Stickles. And I added the iridescent to a little bit on the trees and then on the glistening snow, just to make it glisten like that. But anyway, that is one of them. Another one that I had been playing with, and I kind of ruined it, and I need to put it on a dark background. Let me find something that I can put it on so you can see it better. I was working on this piece and I kind of messed it up because it is a learning curve. But see the flower right here, that is all embossed, dry embossed with a ball tool and in different sizes. Like you outline with a very small one and then you start shading in. And when I say emboss, it's you're just rubbing on the parchment, and the more you rub, the whiter it gets. And this one says thinking of you. There's a little branch, the little flower, and I started doing a pattern around it. You see all those little X's, so that's a certain cut that you do when you're doing this kind of work. And I have it halfway cut out, and I kind of stopped because I ruined. See how these are all good, they're all lined up, these little ones, openings right here, but this one I was way off. This is still salvageable, but I don't really, I was more just learning than anything else. So that's one of them. And then another one that I was working on is this one with the cherubs. I have a stamp. So I just stamped it out in black on a just regular piece of cardstock. I mean, computer paper, printer paper. And then I outlined it, and I did share on how to do this on a previous video, so it's very easy. And I added some of the embossing, the shading in there and all that, but you can see the cherubs pretty well there. I don't really have a use. I'm more just trying and getting familiar with this craft. And I did create a card for I created a card for some Happy Mail that I am sending out. And this is the card that I created for a Happy Mail that I'm going to send out. And Again, I did the embossing with the ball tool for the on the swan, on the flowers, this little border right here. And then I even colored in the back side of the vellum. I added the pink just to bring in a deeper shade of pink, because I have it mounted on a very pale, almost a rose gold pink. So that's what I did there, and I did stamp it on the inside. With this Happy Mail, I'm including a lot of handmade things, so I felt that this sentiment was perfect. Although I didn't write in it, so the recipient, if they want to do something and create something for another crafter, they can actually write on it if they want to and use it again. So I did that, and then I wanted to create the envelope for it. And let me get this mat right here, because then you can see it better. So there is the envelope that I created. It was a little tricky trying to create the envelope, because the artwork that I have is just this portion and this portion, then it stops. So I kind of had to figure out how to use that piece, make it big enough to put a card in it, and how to create, after I had embossed it, how to create an envelope. But because we're crafters, we're able to figure these things out. But as you can see, there is open work. Let me get a piece of paper or something that, so I'll use this. There is the open work. You can see the black right through it, of the design that was on, that I did here, and I cut out a lot of the pieces in there, the inlays, and there, that's where you can really see where it looks like lace. But I love the way this created, and then of course this card fits perfectly in here. And I didn't have too much trouble figuring it out, but you know, it was a little bit. And I love that you can see right through it. And I think all I'm going to do is tie a ribbon on there, and that is it for that. It's really slippery. It's sliding on my desk. So that's what I created. And I also created a butterfly, a different butterfly. My friend Carolyn shared a photo with me, and she did share a video of this already. But she created these lacy looking butterflies. And here is my interpretation of it. I did color the bottom ones with pink and blue. And then here's the one where I did all the real work, the cut work. So there's one there. Carolyn did several. I only did one. I had the patience for one. So there's that. Okay, I want to share with you what I got in and what tools are used for this craft. Let me move that away. There is a starter kit, and I want to share the starter kit with you guys, because if you want to try it, I felt like the starter kit was cheaper than buying everything separate. Or for me, I felt that this was more economical. Now, I had already put things in my cart, and I did get a double of one of the things that I thought I had taken off of my cart, but I want to share with you what comes in here. So if you're going to start this craft and you're new to it, to show you what exactly is in this starter kit. So it's called the Groovy Parchment Craft Starter Kit Deluxe. And I'm going to open it and share with you what is in here. And it's not really sealed. It just kind of snaps in place. And I'm going to take everything out and share it. And then I will put it back where it goes. So you get, in order to follow the grooves in the groovy plate, you need a very small stylus. So this comes with two different sizes. You get the real small one, which is the 0.8 millimeter at one end, and the other end is a 1.3 millimeter. And then you get the 2.0 millimeter and the 2.8 millimeter ends. So you get these, which really is like if you're getting 4 of them, because they're double-ended. So you get these, and you also get a variety of plates. So one of the plates that you get is this groovy, they're called groovy plates, and these are etched, where it's almost carved just very faintly into the acrylic. It's an acrylic. Let me take it out. It's an acrylic plate, and they're etched, and you can follow. You put your piece of parchment over it, and you follow the lines with your stylus that I just showed you, and that gives you the image where you don't have to trace. This one's stuck. Let me remove this glue. Had a glue dot. Anyway, I hope you can see it. It's a clear acrylic. This one has two, so the little tag one comes out, but most of the time they're about this size. And you put your parchment paper over it, and you're going to use it backwards, really. And you put your parchment over it, and then you get your stylus, and you start following along the lines. And you can tell when it's in the groove because it turns white. If it's out of the groove, you won't get any lines, so you won't ruin it. But that's what these are. They're very faintly etched. So you get this one. You get one, and then you get this one with the trees. And you get the ones that have the moon and the sun and the like mountains. And then this looks kind of like water, maybe grass, like the terrain. So what do you call that? Like a horizon. That's what you get. So you get that one, and you can, like, let's say I wanted a hill and then I wanted a snowman, or a snow hill, or slopes, or anything like that. I could use this, but then I could use another one to put the snowman or a sleigh or anything. So you can mix and match all of these things. So you get those two. You get ones that are just frames. So these are all squares in different sizes. And you do get an instruction book on how to do it, and the different tools that are available for this craft. Then you get a package of, these look like a 5x7, maybe 8.5. Hold on, I'll tell you. Yeah, they're an 8.5. They're almost 6 inches wide. They're, let's say, 5 3/4 by 8.5 inches tall. So you get, I think it's 20 of them, of the parchment paper. And then you also get the main grid, which I'm going to open this so you guys can see it. I'm going to take it out. You get the main grid that has the alphabet. So it's got another font on here. And you also get, see, it's an acrylic one. And those small plates that I was just sharing with you, these, when you take them out, they actually fit into this open area. And that's how you would use them. You would put them in that open area. And the package is bigger than the grid, but the grid fits inside that little open square. And then if I wanted to write something, it also has the lowercase and uppercase alphas, and then it's got the blocks to put words in them, and then it's got all these over here. So it's really nice. And then it also comes with the mat to it's a double-sided, so it's got a softer side, and on this side you would emboss. To trace, you would use where it says groovy, it's got a firmer side, and this is the side you would use to trace. Let's say I had an image, let's say this, and I wanted to trace it. I would just take my piece of parchment, put it over the image, and I would trace. But when I went to emboss, then I would need the softer side of the mat. So that's where the firmness and the softer part of this mat comes in. And I didn't realize that I had one in my cart, so I ended up with two, but I think the other one's a little bit different than the one with that comes in the kit, but they both do the same thing. So here's my grid. And now I want to share with you the other extras that I picked up. I did pick up another large A4 size parchment paper pack, which comes 20. And normally when you do parchment work, you work just like with the size of a card front. You wouldn't do like a whole sheet or anything like that. And then I want to share with you some of the beautiful plates that I got in. My things are falling over, you guys. So one of the things that I got in is the pattern grid. It's called George. It's the lace. And this is the one I used in that flower one that I shared with you guys. This is the one I was trying to use there. I didn't succeed, but I was trying. And then here is another one that has smaller alphas, and then it has sentiments, and then it has these beautiful scallop frames in different sizes. So a frame one is very important, whether it's just a straight edge frame like the one that comes in the kit, or something with some kind of design on the edge. Definitely frames in different shapes are a must-have. I got this bells. These bells can be used as Christmas bells, and it can also be used as a wedding bell. So you're just limited to your own imagination. So whatever you want to do with it, definitely. But this is geared more to a Christmas one, and it says, "The gladness of the season, which is hope." I love that one. Then I got this is just the dot grid, and this is the diagonal. And they do have a straight grid, but I didn't get that one. I got the diagonal, and there's different uses for this. As I'm learning, I will share it with you guys, but right now I'm just learning. Here's one that has the butterfly, and this one is part of the kit. So you got several plates with the kit, and this is one of them. This is an extra one that I picked up, and it was in a set of 2. Y'all know I love teapots. So I had to get this one with the teapot, and it says, "Coffee and friends are the perfect blend." And then says, "Coffee is a cup of hope." Well, coffee is not a cup of hope for me, but I enjoy coffee. So there's one. And the other one that came in this pack was this old-fashioned coffee pot. And I like both of them, but this teapot is my favorite. And they have a whole bunch more that go with that collection, but that's the one I picked up. Then, of course, sentiments are really, really important. A must-have, whether you're just stamping on paper or if you're doing parchment work. We know that frames, sentiments, alphabets, those are like basic things that we need when we paper craft. So I picked up this one that has all the different sentiments on it. And these are little extra ones that I just really enjoyed, which I love the rocking horse. And it says a new arrival. And this one has the beautiful ruffled frame to it. So I definitely I want to try all these out. And then I got this one, which is a bigger plate that I will use on its own. This one will not fit into the main plate. All these smaller ones will, but not the big ones. So this one, what I liked about it is that it had several bows. It had this ruffle right here, this curved ruffle. And then it has this ruffle frame, and right here you would actually do open cut work, and you could lace some ribbon through that. So I love the way this came out. I'm not sure what these are. They look like teeth to me, but I don't know what they are. Have to do my research on that. But mostly I bought it because of the lace frame that you could insert the ribbon and the bows. So I picked this one up. And then I picked up this is a small sample that you get with a pair of scissors that you use for, it comes with this little spring form scissors. And these are real tiny at the tip. And you get this little piece of foam. And that's for cutting around the perimeter or the inside work, the lace work in your parchment. That's what this is for. So I picked these up, and these were pretty pricey. But if this is something that you like, try it with whatever you have at home. And if it's something that you're really going to like, then I would encourage you to buy the correct tools for it, because it does make your job a little bit more easier. And then I had picked up the big one to do the work. I didn't know that the little scissors came with a little sample, but this is the big one to that. So I like having the bigger one. And let's see, we're almost there, guys. And then I picked up a mat. Nope, it feels exactly like the other one. Here's that mat that I said that I didn't know there was one in the Beginner's Deluxe kit. So I ended up getting an extra one without realizing it, but I'm sure, you know, I'll put it to good use or something. And then this right here is made for you, especially if you have sweaty hands or, you know, something like that, and you want to be working on your work. You don't want to be leaning your hand on your parchment. You actually use this to on top of your parchment to keep any oils or anything from your hand transferring to your parchment. If you have any, my hands are always cold and dry, so I don't really have a problem with that. But sometimes when you're puncturing too, the paper tends to want to fold up. But if you put one of these slots over it and you puncture, it holds it in place and keeps it from buckling up or bending up. So that's another use for that. And then I ordered some glue. I'm not sure what that's for, but I thought I'm gonna go ahead and get it. And what else did I order? Let's see. And I ordered a pencil. I thought this came in a package of 2. And this is a pergaliner, and you can use this or a jelly roll pen to outline an image to transfer it onto your parchment paper. I thought this one came with 2, but I was wrong, I guess. And what else did I get in? I also got in, I'm looking around to see if I'm missing anything. I also got in this perforating tool for the parchment work. I do have one that came with my Anna Griffin set that I ordered, but it's not very comfortable. It will work. It will do the work. I would rather have that than have none at all. But I had already ordered this one, and this one has a more comfortable handle for it, so it will be more comfortable to use in my hand. But either or will work. So that is all that I have to share with you guys for now. I will link anything that I can find here locally in the description box. Remember that if I use an affiliate link, it means that I make a small commission out of that. Because there are a few products that you can find here in the US, but my order came from the UK and it took about 2.5 to 3 weeks to come in. So it took quite a bit, but it's well worth it for me because I have really been enjoying doing this type of work. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is having a great day and God bless. Bye.